Manya.
Hi Kriti, how are you?
I'm good. What about you?
All good, all good. Very great to see you.
Likewise. So let's begin with a brief introduction about you. Kindly introduce yourself to the people watching.
Hi everyone, my name is MDhabat. I am 17 years old. I'm a blogger, I'm an author, motivational speaker, and a spoken word artist.
That's so great that at the age of 17, you are doing multiple things, and it's so good to have you here. So let's begin with the very first question. So, for the context of the people watching, Mana is currently studying in 12th grade, and this year she has gone with the process of applying to different universities for her undergraduation degree program, and she's basically here to share her experience with different universities with us. So let's hear her out. Okay. So what all colleges and courses did you apply for?
I applied to Flame University. I applied to OPJindal University. I applied to Christ and Ahemdabad University. After that, I've applied to Central Universities also. And I will be applying to Mumbai University, though the forms aren't out yet for the Indian students, but I will be applying for that later.
Okay,
And
cool.
the course that I applied for is Beyond Psychology. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So how did you choose and figure out what are colleges and what the course to pick up? Was it your research interest or what was it?
Okay. To be very honest, when I started, searching about colleges, I was very confused and I was like, I don't know what to do about it. And I'm not gonna lie, but I just hopped on to your channel, and I was like, she's gonna guide me. And I used to watch your videos, and you explained it so well, how the whole admission process, the interview, the exam, everything. So I used to watch your videos, and that really helped me. I did other research. I talked to a lot of my friends, relatives, and I discussed things with my parents. So that's how I figured out what colleges should I apply to. And when it comes to the course, I first asked myself, what do I really want to do? Because this is something I think I will have to do for the rest of my life, and it's going to be a very big part of my life. So as per the exposure I have as of now, like with the subjects that I have, I made sure that I really asked myself that is this subject something that really interests me or something. So for me, the reason why I chose psychology was like the human psyche, the different processes, the different theories. I think that I really enjoy studying about it, and I really like to know more about it. So then I figured out this is something I really want to do. I used to watch these YouTube videos where I used to see what's the scope of psychology in India, out of India, the different fields related to it. So I think it was a combination of both the research and the interest that helped me figure out what college and course I wanted to do.
Definitely, you have already explained it so well that you used to, go on various kind of platforms and figure out for yourself what fits in with you, what resonates with you, and that is all which helped you to figure out what course in college to go for. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go one by one with the type of universities you applied in, and you can share some of the aspects related to how was your overall experience of applying to the particular university, or anything you feel it's better you knew before appearing, or the lessons you have learned. Was the application very tedious, or what was your interview experience? So let's start with OPJindal.
Okay, so OPJindal, I feel their application was the toughest of all. I don't know why, but I feel because it was not just theoretical, it was much about what you've felt or what you've experienced. There were three questions in the application. Those were, why are you interested in BA Honors Psychology and Counseling degree? In your opinion, why are you a suitable candidate? The next question was, describe an experience from your life that illustrates some failure of psychology as you understand it. So I feel this was a very tricky question, and like you would actually have to go deep into what you've learned from the subject. And the last question they asked was, after graduation, where do you see yourself after 3 years? So I felt this was one application where I really had to think what should I write in it and everything. And I actually concerned you, and you really helped me out. So that was very sweet of you. And so the application was it was a very long application. Like every other application, they asked you personal details, they asked you academic details, and all that thing along with these essays. Apart from that, the entrance exam, that they had very strict they were very strict about where you're sitting. Make sure that you will not even have a pencil or a notebook or anything. They made sure that a parent was there with you if you were under 18 years of age, and they would ask for a proper ID and everything. So they were very strict about it. They even asked to show the whole room and everything. So that was a little thing that I was like, oh my god, they're really checking everything. Apart from that, I feel the entrance exam was very easy. There was nothing as such, anything that was tricky, though there was just one thing that they did not allow us to use a paper or pen for solving the math questions. So that I had to do orally only. But I passed it, and it went well. It was a very easy paper. Apart from that, they had a telephonic interview, which did not feel like an interview, to be honest. So first they asked me where I'm from, what's my name, what interests me, why I applied to for BA honors psychology. And after that, they really made me aware about the scope of the subject and what all internships I can do before joining the university and other things. They told me that I can join Fortis, and they offer some courses and everything. So I think it was more about they were informing me about different things. They also told me that I could do a foreign exchange program from the university. So it wasn't really an interview. It was very simple, and they really made us aware about what the university offers. So yeah, I think it was very easy, and they were very nice. They though they rescheduled the interview and everything because there were some time issues, and they were very nice. It all went very smooth.
Okay, so that was a wonderful experience, and you have shared it quite well. Were you able to get into OPJindal finally?
Yeah, I was able to get into OPJindal, but I did not accept their offer because I did get into other universities also, which I preferred more over OPJindal. So yeah.
That's very true. It's like completely in your hands when you get selected in a lot of universities you have applied for. So the choice becomes yours ultimately. So it's good always. Okay.
So like whatever universities I applied for, I got into all of them. So now I was like, what should I do? I'm so confused. So I had to cut down on some of the options. But yeah.
That's so great. So let's move on to the next university. We can talk about Flame University now.
Okay, so Flame again. I think it had a very easy procedure, and they were very cooperative. They used to they stayed connected on WhatsApp. Even after I filled the application, they sent a message on WhatsApp. For the entrance, they again sent something on WhatsApp. And before the interview also, they called my parents that make sure your child joins on time and everything. So they were very concerned, and they were very nice. For the application, there were 3 questions. The first question was, why do you wish to join Flame University? And to be very honest, since I saw your videos, you told about the Flame 55. So I got some points from there, and that really helped me. Other than that, I searched the Flame website, that what really interests me and everything. So that question I felt was very easy. I mean, you made it easy for us. You told us the trick. The second question was academic and non-academic goals that you would like to achieve in the next 5 years. So it was very similar to the question that was in the OPJindal application. The last question was creativity, innovation, and research are driving factors of a student's success. Agree or disagree? Give your reason. So I had watched your video earlier, and there they gave you a similar question that I think they did not ask you agree or disagree, but something very similar. I can't remember what they gave you. But since I had already seen your videos, I framed the answer in a way that I do agree with it, and I gave my own reasons and everything. So it was very easy because I think the way you explain things in your video, those really helped me with the application, even with the entrance exam. So the entrance exam was very easy. It was conducted on Metal, the software. It was Metal, and there was a AI. I think it was an AI proctoring only, and it was very easy. They had the only tough part was they had general knowledge questions that really quizzed me, but that's okay. Apart from that, it is very easy, and I feel there was enough time to solve it. So I felt it went well. And after that, I had my interview. So the interview was, again, it was a very short interview, but it was a very nice interview. The interviewers, they asked me, the first question was, tell us something about yourself. And I gave a very brief introduction. I told them about who I am, about my hobbies, about my interests, what I'm currently doing, in which city do I live, and all that. After that, they asked me why I wanted to do BA Honors Psychology. So I gave my answer, I gave my reasons. And after that, they asked me three course-related questions related to the subject psychology only. After that, they asked me, why do I wish to join Flame? So so I gave a few reasons, and one of the major reason I gave was since I had done a course a year back in Los Angeles. It was a filmmaking course, and Flame offers a first cut film fest. It has a first cut film festival. So then they asked me, the last question they asked me was, if you were to make a film, and since you live in Agra, what would the opening scene would be like? So I gave my answer, and that was it. It was a very simple, very easy interview, and I think it went very well. So I got into Flame as well. Yeah.
That's so wonderful that my experience, whatever I share in my videos, is able to show some kind of direction and give some kind of examples to you guys, and it's so good to hear from me as well. So that's really great that you were finding the interviews as really exciting conversations and you were able to answer it accordingly. So a great job done indeed.
Thank you. It's all your guidance.
Thank you. So let's move on to Christ University now.
Okay, so Christ had a very simple application. There were no essays in the application. It was a very simple application form where you had to fill your personal details, the parental details, your academic and other stuff. Apart from that, they had an entrance exam. So the entrance exam, I think they had a human proctor as well as an AI proctor. And the paper was not very tough. It was a very easy paper. Again, there was general knowledge questions in it, and they were of good level. So you should say anybody who is applying to Christ, you should be very well aware about the general knowledge questions and what's going on around the world. Otherwise, it was a very simple paper. The maths question also, everything was very easy. Then I had my this interview. So the interview was very simple. They have a micro presentation. Christ takes a micro presentation, but I don't know why they did not take it from me. I was lucky enough to escape it. So the interviewers, they were very well satisfied with my answers, and they did not take my micro presentation. So they asked me a couple of questions. It was a very short interview, to be honest. So they asked me about myself. They asked me about my family, if I had a sibling. They asked me what my parents do. They asked me 2 questions related to my course psychology. Then they asked me, so since in Christ, I'm applying for communication, media, English, and psychology. So they did ask me that, do I read newspapers and everything? So I gave my answers according to that. Then I was asked, like I told them that I have written a book and it's all about poetry and all. So they asked me something related to poetry, like what is the rhyming scheme? What does it mean? Give us an example. So it was a very simple interview. And I think the interview, it was based out of the first question that they asked, tell us about yourself. So most of the questions were related to that only. So it was a very easy interview, and I did get a chance to escape the micro presentation that most people are very afraid of. So I think that was a good thing. So yeah.
That was
And
the
I did get,
highlight of your interview.
yeah, that is the highlight. And I was so confused. Like later on, when they told me that we're done, you can leave the meeting. So I asked them, can I leave it? Are you sure? And they said, yeah, you can leave it. And I was like, they did not take my micro presentation. What happened? I went to my mom and I was like, they did not take it. They said, it's fine. You don't have to worry about it. So yeah, and I got into Christ also. So yeah.
Wonderful, amazing. It seems like you are really enjoying the process, and that's why you're finding it quite simple. And you are engaging yourself in whether it's the filling in the application, appearing for the interviews, or giving the entrance. So you really are, absorbed into that process, and you're really enjoying it, and you remembered everything so well. So it's
Yeah.
really great to hear that.
All these things happened back in January and Feb. So it happened long ago. And but it's like so before I even started filling my applications, I was very scared. But I felt the right research really helped me enjoy the whole process. I was really, I made sure that I was not just filling applications or giving the exam just because it is a criteria or these are the formalities to get admission. It was for me to be aware about, like, if they ask me a question, where do I see myself after 5 years? So I made sure I was true to myself and to themselves. And I really wanted to state what I felt. And it was more about self-awareness for me. So I felt if you genuinely enjoy the process, it is not difficult at all. And you will get into a university if you prepare well for it. Because I feel now the process is very simple. And now they've done it all online and it's very simple now. So if you genuinely put in the hard work, do your research well, you'll get there.
Absolutely so true. Literally, like this is something which every student should adapt. Be true to yourself rather than just faking out that whom you are not. Just be true to yourself and speak what you really are instead of saying lies or something like that. So that's very true. And let's move on to Ahmedabad University now.
Okay. So Ahmedabad, I think that it has the most easiest procedure. They don't even have an entrance exam. So so they have an application in which they give you around 8 to 9 topics, and out of that you have to choose only one topic, and you can choose any topic of your choice. So I chose the topic that was write something that you are very passionate about and tell us why are you so passionate about it. So since I'm a spoken word artist, I wrote about poetry and I told about how it heals me and everything. I wrote a very big essay on it. I think you have to write a essay of around 700 words. So it's a very big essay that you have to write, but it's just you have to write one essay in the application. So then there are the other details, the personal details, parental details, and everything. After that, they do not take an entrance exam. They directly invite you for the interview, and the interview was very. I think that interview I enjoyed the most because it was like they were not concerned about how well am I in studies. They were more concerned about who I am as a person, and all those questions they asked me were tell us something about yourself. So when I told them this is something I'm interested in, they were like, tell us what do you plan to do in poetry later on? Are you planning to do this? You can go for more open mics. You can do something like that. So they were really like, they were encouraging me for my art and whatever I do. apart from that, I think I engaged the interviewers so well that one of the interviewers started telling one of his stories and everything. So that interview went really well. It was all based on what I do, what I like to do. And they asked me a question: why do I want to come to Ahmedabad University? And I was very true. I told them one single answer, that I feel in the whole process, they were not just concerned about my academics or if I'm a student who scores 90 plus or anything. They were really concerned about who I am as a person, which genuinely attracted me. And the faculty, they did agree with me that yes, this is the criteria, though it's not like we don't consider the academics, but yeah, this is something that we really want to know who you are as a person. So that was the most easiest interview, and it was again a very short interview of about 6 minutes, I guess. And it did not feel like an interview, to be honest. It was a very, like, it was a nice chit chat conversation. So yeah, and I did get into Ahmedabad University also.
That's so nice. Very less people are actually able to, get into engaging conversations that the interviewer himself or herself are narrating her life story. So that is really amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think? How will you choose between so many colleges accepting you, may it be private or considering the central ones as well?
Okay. To be honest, right now I'm facing a very big problem, because I think Christ University and Flame Universities are my top universities when it comes to these private universities, though Christ is a semi-private university. So I'm very confused if I should go for Flame or should I go for Christ. I'm still figuring that out. But if I do get into a central university, or if I get into a university in Bombay, I will be definitely choosing that. But for now, I still have to decide if I want to go to Bangalore, if I should go to Pune. What is your advice on it? Because I know that you got into both the universities and you chose Christ. So why did you choose Christ?
Okay, so in this conversation, Man is actually asking me as an interview the counter question. Okay, so yes, that's really true. I faced a similar situation. I got into Flame University and Christ, both of them, and I had to choose between one. So in my case, I think the course was actually a little bit different, and also it was my personal preference, to be very honest, because I did a proper SWOT analysis and then I decided figuring out with my mentors. So it was basically like that. So it surely depends upon the person who is applying to the particular university and the course she wants to do. Yeah, and
Okay.
considering the other factors as well, like the fee structure, what course you want to do, what city you want to go, and the faculty, the environment of that place. So a lot of factors are included.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm still figuring it, and I think I'll make a good choice.
Right. Okay. So you are also a spoken word artist, as you said. So how does the whole process work? What are the steps involved? Some insights into it.
Okay. So to be honest, all this started when I was in class ninth, and so when I was little, I never used to talk to anybody or anything. I was just into my own self and everything. But later on, I used to see these TED talks and everything, and I was like, wow, these people, they're so good and everything. So in ninth standard, I got an opportunity from a college to come to that college and give a speech as a motivational speaker. And so I was informed about it around 10:30 at night that I have my speech tomorrow, the next day. And I was very excited about it. The next day I went, I gave a good speech and everything. And people there, the students did not know that I am in ninth standard. And those people, they were in college and they were in the third year. And so I gave a good speech and everything. And everybody was very impressed. So then again, the college approached me. Then they have this NRSS thing in colleges. They started calling in everything. That's how I became a motivational speaker. Coming to how I became a spoken word artist, I'm like I told you, I'm very much interested in films, and that's why I did a film course also. So I was trying to shoot a small short movie for my Instagram, and and I had to go to a different city. There were different actors and everything that I had to work with, and the video did not come out the way I wanted it to be. And I was very devastated. So I just went to a room. I shut myself in a room, and I was just reading the whole script, and there was this plain blank paper, and whatever came to my mind, what was the theme of the whole script, I just wrote it down in, in whatever just came to my mind. And later on I realized that this is a slam poetry that I just wrote, and I was very shocked that, oh my god, what I just wrote a poem. So I got a chance to perform it, and then I kept writing poems and everything. So yeah, that's how I became a spoken word artist. It's all, I feel, all these things happened by chance. It's all happened by those opportunities that the universe has given me, that I'm very grateful for. And I feel it's very important for us to, acknowledge those opportunities and get out of that comfort zone and take the risk and do it. I think that is how we'll actually realize our potential. And I mean, you don't know what you might find peace in. Like for me, now poetry is my peace. So I think it just happened all by chance, but it turned out to be great.
You are actually encouraging and inspiring me as well. Like, I'm loving to see this kind of perspective you have towards life at this age. So, really well done about it. And what about being an author? Something about
Okay.
the journey.
Yeah. Like I used to write poems. I gave a poem for somebody else's book earlier. And then that person told me that, why don't you publish your own book? And I was like, that is not a bad idea. I can actually do that. So then I asked some of my people that, let's do an anthology. Let's do it together and let's publish it. And I don't know how it happened, how I worked for it. It all worked out in my favor, and I published it. After that, I have started writing a novel also, which is in process, and hopefully it will be out soon. So yeah.
That's really amazing. Okay, so any advice you would like to give to the students watching who are applying this year or are waiting for the results? Anything you want to say?
Uh, I would just give one advice. It You have to be true to yourself. You don't have to get into a university just because you've heard about it or you see that your friends are going there. You have to go to a university because you feel that this is the right place for you, or this is where you belong, or this is where you feel that this is something I really want to be, that this is somewhere I think I will develop and I will be able to self-actualize myself and become the person I really want to. It's not just about my friends applied to this college, so I'm applying here. It's not about that, because I've seen a lot of kids in my school. They're doing this same thing, that my friends are applying here, so I'm also applying here, though I have no interest in it. So I'm like, you can't do that. Just don't do that, because it is a very big decision. It's a very major decision of your life. So consider a lot of factors before taking taking that final call. And it's very fun. It's not difficult. I was very scared in the beginning. It's not. Just jump into it, give it your 100%, and it's okay if you don't get into a university, because rejections, according to me, they're just redirections towards better things. So yeah.
That was a wonderful end to this interview, and I really loved talking to you, seeing your perspectives and listening to your experiences. And it's so true that many people get lost into what their friends are pursuing, or they want to follow them, but be true to yourself and just do what you want to do. So thank you so much, Mana, for coming here. It was wonderful listening to you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's genuinely an honor. You're my you've taught me all this. I am able to get into these universities because of you. You've taught me all of this. Your videos have taught me all of this. So I mean, I have to thank you. I don't think I can ever thank you enough. But it was genuinely really nice talking to you, and I really wish to see you someday in person. And I get these really nice vibrations, these positive vibrations from you. And I wish you all the love, happiness, and success. And may this channel keep growing and you keep reaching heights.
Such precious words. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you.